Another international player off the board, the Miami Heat selecting Nikola Jovic with the 27th overall pick. Was born in England, moved to Serbia when he was a youngster. 6'10", 215-pound power forward with point forward possibilities. 19 years old, 43% from the field, 36% from three in a 25-game sample size, playing for KK Mega Soccer Bet out of the Serbian League, if you're not familiar. Adam, Nikola Jovic, what should we know about this young man?
Size and skill combination. So you saw some of the playmaking ability there. He can dribble, pass, and shoot, but what he can really do is pass the ball at a high level. He has a kind of a tendency to take some tough shots. You saw some of those 1-foot fadeaways that I don't think are going to go over too well in the NBA. But when you take that out of his arsenal, I think some of those shooting numbers will get much better. And the overall size skill combination in the front court, we see that being a continuing trend here this evening.
That's exactly right. The shooting percentages aren't great, but most people think it's just a shot selection thing, that if he takes good shots, he'll make them at a higher rate. You know, there's really only one guy on the planet who makes bad shots, and that's Steph Curry. Everybody else needs to take better shots. And so that's just part of the process of developing, of growing up. He does look like it might take him a little while to be impactful for a franchise like Miami. You know, he's we talked so much about strength with Chet Holmgren. Here's another guy who, you know, probably isn't going to win a weightlifting contest. How does he move laterally? There's some questions about that, but certainly the talent is there. And, you know, guys who can, as Adam put it, dribble, pass, and shoot, that's a real valuable thing in the NBA right now.
And another European player that can move without the basketball. It's not always just about playing pick and roll. It's about passing and cutting and moving. You can see it in his games and in his highlights. He knows how to split cut, back cut, dribble handoffs as a ball handler, as a receiver. You know, he can play pick and roll as the ball handler or the screener. He's more of a pick and pop guy, but I love his length. You know, 6'10", 209 pounds, and I think he's a guy that'll be able to step in and provide some offense off the bench. And even though he shoots a lot of one-legged fadeaways, a lot of European players, that's what they do to create more space, especially when they're not the more athletic of the guys on the floor. But nice shot creator, and I think he's going to be a solid NBA player.
So Jovic with flashes of Jokic. Right?
Yes.
Flashes.
Flashes. Flashes.
Yeah, even though Nikola Jokic was drafted in the second round during a Taco Bell commercial. I mean, you want to talk about one of the all-time greatest steals in NBA draft history. Nikola Jovic. We'll see if Jovic becomes a steal.
As many of these big corporations' names you're mentioning, you're going to get a big deal out of it tonight.
Well, we're presented by Jeep, okay? We're presented by the all-new Grand Cherokee Jeep. All right, let's continue our coverage here, Poppy, with more on Nikola Jovic.
Thank you, Hakeem. Let's welcome in Kyle Boone for more on this. Kyle, what kind of player are the Miami Heat getting here?
They're getting definitely a Nikola Jovic and not Nikola Jokic. Let's make that clear up front. This is a guy who, you know, similar name, but definitely a different game. He just turned 19 years old, so I think probably the Miami Heat were very attracted to his youth, and especially his size. He measured 6'11" at the NBA Draft Combine. The combination of his size, his ability to make plays off the bounce, I think is really attractive for teams. We actually had him ranked number 27 in the CBS Sports Top 100. He ends up going number 27 in the NBA draft. The little pat on the back here. His playmaking, I think, is really kind of what separates him. He was the kind of the number one initiator this past season, playing for Mega. As the guys mentioned, three and a half assists per game is really impressive. He'll need to kind of refine some of the finer points of his game. Needs to improve his shot selection. His shot efficiency wasn't particularly great. I kind of wonder about the level of competition that he faced. But this is a guy who's been kind of a basketball prodigy for many years now. Turned pro at a really young age and has kind of developed throughout the international system for several years now. So this is a worthwhile flyer. I think if you're the Miami Heat at number 27, you have to be really happy first that they fell, that Jovic fell this far, and also I think the long-term projection, the upside that Jovic brings here at number 27. This is a really good value.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.